Hello, I'm Will Mason here at the Demo Lab, and yes, I just played Collective Soul on this guitar. Bringing it back, baby. I'm excited to bring this demo to you today because this guitar is really fun to play. I've actually just recently gotten my hands on it, and so some of this is kind of my first take of playing through some of the sounds and the ranges of tones that you can get out of this instrument. Reverend introduced this guitar at Winter NAMM, and it is doing really well. It's a 2018 model of the Airsonic, and it's a really revolutionary and innovative instrument in a lot of ways. And so we're going to go through some of the features of that, and then I'll shut up and play the guitar. But to begin with, some of the features that are general to all Reverends, which are very cool. We're going to start up at the top at the headstock. First of all, isn't it just a lovely headstock? Yes, it is. Now, if we turn it around, we're going to look at these tuners. These are pin locking tuners, and what that means is it's easy to change your strings. You just unlock them, pull the string out, stick the new string in, lock it back, cut it off, and tune it up, and you're good to go. So you don't have to worry about properly putting the knot in or anything like that. And as I go through these, you'll realize that a lot of this stuff is designed for touring musicians. This is a professional grade instrument, but it's available at a price that's really going to be comfortable for a lot of those road warriors out there, and anybody who's a collector or anybody who wants a really good guitar without spending a fortune. So we have the pin locking tuners. We also have the 3-string tree, which is fun to say. It's a little bit of a mouthful, and what that does is it keeps your G string from having that buzz. I actually have a Telecaster that could really benefit from that because it sounds like a sitar half the time on the G string. And the other thing on the back of the headstock you will notice is this signature right here. This is actually real. You can feel it. This is from Zach Green, the shop technician who sets up all of these guitars when they arrive in the shop in these states, and he makes sure that they're all up to snuff, and he tunes them up, sets them up, and ships them out. So thank you, Zach, for making sure that all these Reverends are great. By the time they reach our store, they're always, tip-top, 100% A+, ready to go. The next thing, as we kind of travel down the neck of the guitar, this is a roasted maple neck. It is a thing of beauty to be beheld. Behold it. No, but what they do is they spend some time with this in an oven at about 300 degrees, and that pulls out a lot of the moisture content and the sugars and some of the impurities that are inherent in maple and in any wood. And what this means for you as a guitar player is that the instrument is not going to be as susceptible to weather changes, or if you're touring, again, we'll go back to that, and you're going around into different parts of the country, and the change of temperature or humidity on a different guitar that doesn't have a roasted maple neck, you're going to experience some changes in the neck. Like, it's going to shrink, the wood will shrink up if you have the heat on in the house, and the frets will stick out, or it'll start bowing, and then you have to go in and adjust the neck. And so with the roasted maple neck, it's a lot more stable, so you're not going to have to do as much work to keep it tuned up. So a great feature that they've added to a lot of their guitars in 2017 and 2018. Then we also have the jumbo frets, super fast to play on, super comfortable. Really enjoy playing the fretboards on Reverends, are awesome. And as we travel down to the body of the guitar, we have the bass roll-off knob is the first thing that we come to. This is a unique feature to Reverends. Not a ton of other guitars have this, and it's a passive bass roll-off. So it's similar to a tone knob that adjusts the treble. This does the bass. So it's a useful feature, and once you have one on your guitar, you're going to wonder why in the world don't all of my guitars have a bass knob. Makes sense. Then we have the pickup selector switch, no surprises there. 3 positions. We have volume and we have tone, and this particular model has the Wilkinson Tremolo, and so that's going to give you a really solid tremolo system with the Vericlaw, which you can't really see, but it's in there, I promise. In the back, it gives you a lot of different options for how much play there is in the arm, how stiff it is or how loose it is, and how much you want to be able to use the tremolo. I'm not a huge tremolo user. I think on my guitars that have a tremolo arm, I take it off most of the time. But for those of you out there who like that, it's a very cool tremolo setup, and it stays in tune really well. So they've done a good job with that as well. Then we have the pickups. These are the Railhammer Humcutters. So they've got kind of a P90 hollowed out scooped sound. They sound really good on clean tones, and once you put some drive on there, sound fantastic. And the cool thing about them is there's no hum. So they've worked on this, and I don't understand all the science and the engineering of it, but it sounds like a single coil. but somehow it's bucking the hum at the same time. So very, very cool sounds. And a lot of the things on this guitar, they may look familiar to you if you've looked at the BC one, the Billy Corgan signature model Reverend, and that's because they innovated some of these features for that guitar, and now they've brought them into this standard line in their production line. So some of the things that you'll notice that look similar is the shape of the body. We have this thicker part in the middle, the centerpiece of the guitar, and this is going to give you the attack and sustain that you need out of a solid body electric guitar. And then you have these wings that are thinner. And so they resonate differently because there's just less material there. And they give you a little bit more of a hollowed out, hollow body, scooped sound to the instrument, just in the actual material of the body. Plus, one thing that I haven't mentioned yet is that you have holes all the way through the guitar. I mean, that's crazy. Why on earth would you do that? Well, Reverend did it because they can, and because they wanted to, and because Joe Naylor and Ken Haas are awesome guys who design guitars that they would want to play. And I mean, why would you not want to do that? Really what they're going after is something that has a lot of the tonality and the tonal characteristics of a semi-hollow body guitar, but without some of the problems of durability and feedback that you have with a hollow body guitar. And so they've definitely achieved that. Plus, it just looks rad. I mean, this red color, I'm not actually sure what the technical name for this color is, but it's beautiful. It's sparkly, it's got shine in it, and I love the way that it fades out at the edges to that dark, dark black. And it's just a really, really pretty guitar. So, I think I've talked about everything I need to talk about. I'm gonna play it so you can hear what it sounds like, and I'm gonna run through on this amp. We're using just an orange Dark Terror, sounds fantastic, and we're gonna start on some clean tones and let you hear what each of the pickups, each of the positions on the pickup selector switch sound like, and then I'm gonna crank it up and hear what it sounds like with some overdrive on it as well. So, we'll start with some clean tones. There's the tremolo. Obviously, I don't know how to use that thing. I'm going to switch to the middle position. And all the way to the bridge. So as we go through those, you hear the difference on the neck pickup. Definitely have a full sound, full range. You have lows, you've got mids, you've got highs. It's a really, really warm tone there. But it also has a good kind of scooped sound to it. And some kind of spanky sounds to it too. And as you switch to the middle position, definitely gets even more of that sort of funk sound going on. I don't know why I keep playing jazz chords on this thing, but it's working for me for some reason today. So then when we go all the way down to the bridge position, you definitely start to get more of that honk, more of that upper mid-range boost to it. And really, even on the middle position, you can get a little bit chicken picking sort of. So can kind of do anything on the clean tones. I'm going to switch over now to a little bit more gain, a lot more gain. Cut to the chase, right? And we're going to go back to the neck pickup and see what this sounds like here. So there you can kind of hear more of what it sounds like with some overdrive, just a little bit. And I love it. It starts to really bring out that P90 tone to it. And so it's very, very cool. But as you can tell, there's really not any hum. It's crazy because I have some single coil guitars, and if I had them with the gain turned up this much, it would be like, you know, I'd have to turn it all the way down on the guitar. I've got the volume all the way up right now. It's really, really quiet. So I don't know how they did it. Joe Naylor is a genius. I do want to show you real quickly the sound difference when you use the bass roll-off knob. So I'm actually going to go back to a cleaner sound. Just for a second. Now you're going to have to put some headphones on or listen to real speakers. You can't do this on your, you know, your cell phone or your laptop. You probably won't be able to tell. But if you're a discerning audiophile like myself, you will be doing that anyway. And if you're serious about buying this guitar, you're not going to just want to watch a video, you're going to want to come in and play it. But go ahead and listen with your headphones. So you can tell as I'm rolling the bass out that it's pulling out some of that low frequency content, and what it leaves behind is a really interesting... I mean, it almost sounds like we're switching pickups or we're switching guitars. And obviously there's a little bit of a volume difference as well, because we're removing some content. The cool thing, the thing I love about this is depending on your amp and depending on your pedal setup, having that bass knob right there at your guitar, at your fingertips is super, super useful. So you don't have to run back to the amp and turn down the bass if you switch guitars. You know, if you're going back and forth between a Les Paul and a Tele or something like that, you can, you're having to go back to the amp all the time. But with the Reverend, you can do that here at the guitar and get a lot of those sounds on one instrument itself. And also if you're stepping on a tube screamer and all of a sudden it's a little bit woofy and you're missing some clarity, you can roll off that bass and bring some brightness to the sound that is left behind when you remove that bass. So very, very useful feature. All in all, a fantastic guitar. They've done it again with the Airsonic. So like I said, you're not going to be satisfied just to look at this video and to listen to me talk about it and listen to me fumble around on the guitar. You're going to want to come in and get your hands on it because it sounds great. You can hear that. It looks awesome. You can see that. But the other thing that's really, really important, obviously, to all of us guitar players is what does it feel like in your hands? And so come into our shop, or if you're out of town, go find one nearby and get your hands on one of these Airsonics from Reverend. They're a fantastic, they're a winner. It's a really, really great guitar. I'm a big, big fan. And it's at a price point that, you know, real actual guitar players can afford to buy this guitar. So very, very cool. Be sure to like and comment and share this video. We'd love to know what you think about it. So, I mean, if you don't like it, don't like it. That's fine. But don't give me a thumbs down, man. That's not cool. But for real, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, and I'll be sure to respond as well. And in the comments, let us know what you want us to demo next, whether it's a guitar, a pedal, an amp, or something else. We are here for you. And also, of course, you've got to subscribe so you know when we're putting out new, fresh content. Until next time, rock on.